Okay, honey, it's imperative you hold still for this, or it's possible I could turn you into something else. I know this is a huge leap of faith for you, and I deeply appreciate it. You'll be able to function better in the realm like this, though, once it's done. Okay, almost done. I followed Elior's spell instructions to the letter. The last part, though, is a bit tricky. Are you sure you're okay with losing your voice? That would be the only hiccup with this spell, since you weren't exactly born here in this dimension.
Bliss! I know you're busy and all, and so disturb you, but
we keep track of your schedule for a reason. You've not done an episode in forever, and at this point the show is over while you're doing the stupid funny skits. Seriously, do something that involves MLP reviews.
1 second, guys! Okay, one more zap. This is going to knock you out, though, like we talked about. Are you ready? Okay, here we go! Phew! Okay, the spell is done. Guys, please do not wake him, otherwise those 5 hours of work will be for nothing!
5 hours of you torturing that poor blue creature, all for it to be undone? Tell him where to mess it up.
Respect the woman, man.
Well, since this intro is going all out for something special at the end anyway, maybe I should review one of my favorite episodes from Season 7.
Whatever you say, but we're putting a time limit on you. Like you said, you abused magic for like, what, 5 hours? So that cut your time pretty short.
What you said?
Fine. In that case, I shall review Hard to Say Anything. So this episode starts off with the CMC doing the $1 million questions to Big Mac about why he's been doing large apple deliveries to Starlight Glimmer's former Soviet town. Needless to say, the Red Stallion isn't so subtle on the questions as he blushes before heading out, sparking the young filly's curiosity to follow, and lo and behold, it's because Big Mac has a huge crush on Sugar Belle, one of the first of the ponies to help the Maid 6 when Starlight Glimmer went berserk on her dictatorship. Needless to say, an odd shipping right off the bat for me personally, but it obviously grew on me over time, considering they get married at the end of Season 9. With Sugar Belle's sweet soft voice and patience to boot, not to mention her bearing a hard work ethic in her baking shop, she actually is a good match for the more shy but hardworking Big Mac in my opinion. They make a good couple. Besides, I love hearing the screams of the Marble Mac shippers. So through non-subtle facial expressions of ooey-gooey love eyes and suggestive smirks and smiles expressed between each other, it doesn't take long for the CMC to figure out Big Mac is in love. I love how the relationship happens naturally and isn't some cop-out for toys like most of the shows tend to do. Unlike Hearts and Hooves Day with the CMC trying to force love on Big Mac and their teacher Shirley, but that Big Mac is actually in love with somebody else on his own turf. It's rather refreshing for me. It even reminds me of when I first fell in love with my special pony, Alien? Their exchange, though a little awkward, is still really sweet to observe, but it's so obvious that one can't help but gush of these two lovebirds. Heck, I remember when my relationship started out, I actually didn't see the signs with Sub-Zero immediately. The everyday chats he would take to stay up late to talk to me, even though he was 7 hours ahead of me in time zones. He would talk about his family, personal life, his interests and feelings a lot of the time now that I think about it. Occasionally he would ask what my favorite foods I like or movies I love to watch, and yet I didn't seem to notice the interest he was taking on. I guess it's no surprise that a lot of it went over my head for quite some time before he confessed his love to me.
Not so hard to achieve, shrimp.
What about Shirley? It doesn't really count when you trick a pony into drinking a love potion, does it?
Nope.
A happy nod to an episode I was not really crazy about, but hey, coolies to Silver Quill's trademark.
Wait, does Sugar Belle even know you like her? Then you gotta tell her! Totally! But you'll never know if you don't try!
I wonder if someone told Sub-Zero at some point when it came towards me. But I do like that Apple Bloom and Scootaloo bring those ideas up, and I do agree with them both. I have had friends in the past that admitted to me they had a crush on another friend, and half the time they didn't know what to do. They were super in love, but also embarrassed and even scared that their crush may not have the same affections as they do. Some even felt that maybe living in the moment of loving them secretly would make them better off than actually confessing their love. But based on the experiences I've seen with these friends, I could tell very quickly that they would struggle with that mindset and get downright frustrated or even jealous the longer they kept it to themselves. Seeing them having an internal battle with their emotions was very concerning for me in the sidelines, that I often had to put my foot down and say, hey, maybe you should just tell them. Be honest and let it out. Their biggest comeback to me would always be the popular, but what if they don't like me? To which I referred to Scootaloo. You never know until you try. Though I'll also add in, at least you'll know the truth and won't have to be afraid or stressed out anymore. If they don't feel the same way for you, then you can move on and wait for that special someone to come your way. I'd rather go on living that I know I tried, rather than waiting in the sidelines wondering what could have been and being scared of the unknown. Good on for the CMC for being grown up enough in this episode to be able to express that in a few lines. So after quickly working up his nerve to express his love to Sugar Belle, we suddenly get a new surprise stallion literally butting his way in on Big Mac's mare.
Hey girl, I was writing poetry by the pond when I saw these flowers. I thought I'd show them how pretty you are.
He's not cute. His voice is stupid. Besides, he knocked Big Mac literally out of the way, and Sugar Belle didn't even seem to care. What the heck, Sugar Belle? What the heck? Come on, no pony in their right mind would ignore the fact that another pony literally knocked some pony else over and not blink, at least say, are you alright? Jerk move on both ponies here. Poor Big Mac. But yes, it appears Big Mac has some competition and Sugar Belle still seems to be in that market for other stallions. But let's address this Featherbanks pony. He's your typical run-of-the-mill boy band, Justin Bieber clone, good at rhyming and charming the mares with his slick, smooth hair and silky words. The guy even has a mare club going on behind him. Seriously, is he blind to them literally falling down behind him? Seriously, he's not attractive. He really isn't.
Here's your sugar, though it is not as sweet as you.
Nope, not attractive. Not attractive at all.
You sure about that?
Anyways, the CMC encourages Big Mac to compete for Sugar Belle's heart by following ideas inspired by a fantasy book Sweetie Belle happened to bring along with them. From damsels in distress to a maiden being kissed by her one true love. All these ideas are cliche and quickly backfire, but I gotta hand it on the setup with the first trope where Big Mac tries to rescue Sugar Belle's things, only for Featherbanks to steal the spotlight? I noticed that cheeky look back there. He knew what he was doing! So at this point, I can't blame Big Mac for wanting to pick up the pace and try. Featherbanks is clearly competing with Big Mac at this point, and I feel that's more than enough motivator for him to go along with the CMC suggestions, silly as they are. However, I will admit that on a scenario they played, if I saw big red lips approaching me like what happened to Sugar Belle, that would be enough to make me scream for Featherbanks to come to my rescue too. No offense, Big Mac. But now we come to the rule of 3 of this episode, where Big Mac is encouraged to sing for Sugar Belle.
Sugar Belle, sweet as pie, you're the apple of my eye, a cherry blossom in a field of rye. Won't you be there by my side?
Oh, 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 when you appeared before me, my heart stopped beating, stars crossed the sky to come see what I was seeing. You were the one that made me believe I could fly.
Fine! Okay, I admit it! I am a huge sucker for boy bands and Featherbanks is hitting every single cliche note I love about them! The choreography, the cliche lyrics, the sweet beats, singing and expressing his love to a single viewer. It brings back my Backstreet Band years.
Tell me why.
Ain't nothing but a heartache.
Tell me why.
Ain't nothing but a mistake.
Now number 5. I never wanna hear you say, woo!
I want it that way.
But to be fair, Big Mac isn't too bad himself in the beginning, with his charming, humble country-style lyrics and soothing words, but it's clear that both styles of music are clashing between the more popular music genres of country versus the modern types of pop and auto-tuning. Featherbanks does have a note up on talent when it comes to rhyming, while Big Mac has to rely on his gut and instinct. Don't ask me to choose between these two styles of music though, that's like asking me to pick between chocolate chip or peanut butter blossom. However, the aftermath of the two stallions competing goes overboard and they destroy Sugar Bell's display case, angering her enough to kick both stallions out. And rightfully so. I really wouldn't know what to do if two random stallions started singing in front of me, especially at my workspace, and destroying my property? I'd be ticked too!
Seriously, don't touch her computer or her working area. She flips her lid.
In the end, Big Mac rights the wrong he created by not only fixing the property he damaged, no thanks to Featherbanks, but he even enlarges her display case to finally confess that he has feelings for her, and surprisingly she accepts and admits that she likes him too. In the result, Featherbanks realizes he lost the opportunity, but with the help of the CMC, realizes he could still find love too, only after he figures out what to say to them. Turns out the boy band clone isn't so good with talking to mares on a normal basis, and only knows how to speak with catchy love notes. Alright, seriously, who is his voice actor? Because gosh, he's so cute!
Damn it. Alright, Chuggle, try to wake her up while I take over.
What? Why do I get the job waking her up?
Why? Because I told you to. Overall, Blissy really did enjoy this episode. It was cute, it was fun, and it was romantic. Although she admits that she didn't like the behavior of Sugar Bell in the beginning, the funny tropes the CMC come up with and Big Mac willing to fight for the mare he loves lead to some funny moments, facial expressions, and lines. Not to mention the exciting music battle to come near the end, but the moral itself is what she loves the most because... this, I ain't reading this part. She up yet?
Nah man, she's still out.
Oh, fine. I'll wake her up. You take over the script. Here.
Fine. Bliss wrote down that moral sums up for her the most as true love is not about kissing the girl or rescuing her from dangerous situations or romantic singing, but to understand what's truly in their heart and to put their feelings above your own. Gross. Fun episode, overall. She said she'd watch it again and again.
Hey, I think she's coming too.
Oh, what happened?
Yeah, come on. You're on break time, Philly. What the f is this?
Intruders!
When we first met, I knew you were like no other. My world was gray, and you just brought so much color. You are the one that shines even during the night. Whoa, 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 sun rays make you light up more than where they came from. The things you do make the strings of my heart strong, 'cause you are the clouds I see when I look to the sky. Lightning, lightning, bliss, whoa, when will you tell me that you feel the same? Like a rainbow right after the rain. Oh, a sunset over open plains. Won't you be my lightning bliss? Now that you're here, I sure see the shining light. Being with you just takes me to rainbow bright. No pony else could do all the things that you do. Whoa, 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 it's only gray without you. I must confess it's true when I say my big fear is loneliness. I'd do anything for you, cross my heart through and through. whoa, is there a chance you see the shining light? I'm gonna take you to Rainbow Bright. So Rainbow Bright. Shining, lightning, bliss, whoa, when will you tell me that you feel the same? Like a rainbow right after the rain. Oh, a sunset over open plains. Won't you be my lightning bliss? Lightning bliss, whoa, you know I'll never tell you any lies. Like a rainbow shining in the sky, or the magic sparkle in your eyes. Won't you be my lightning bliss? Lightning bliss, whoa, is there a chance you see the shining light? I'm gonna take you to Rainbow Bright. So Rainbow Bright.
Wow. You made that for me? That's so sweet of you. But I'm married. Yeah, in fact, my husband should be waking up any second. Subby! The spell worked! How do you feel? Oh, it worked so well! You look super handsome. Aww. Oh, we should celebrate with cookies and milk! I'll go get them! Hey, honey, you coming? Oh, and sorry, Mr. Featherbanks and Crusader, but, me and Subby would like some private time, so, Solar and Chuggle will see you out. Take care! Oh, and thanks so much for the song!
Allow us to introduce ourselves.
Time to meet your maker. Whatever you say, but I gotta get the inflection, gotta get the tone, gotta get in there. Seriously, don't touch her computer or her working area. She flips her lid, which is true, by the way. If you move her chair like 2 degrees to the left, she'll no. So don't do it. Not to mention the exciting music battle to come near the end, but the moral itself is that she loves the most, is what she loves the most. I'm beating myself with a magazine right now. I hope you're happy. I suffer for my art. Oh, fine. I'll wake her up. You take over the script. Here. I actually threw the magazine. That was pretty funny. Oh. Wow. You want me to say that? I mean, if you insist it's what the people want. What the f is this? That was way too loud.